Hey YouTube, it's a rainy day in Georgia, so I figured why not take some time and answer some questions I've been getting from the viewers, from you guys. So one of the things that someone brought out, a couple of you guys have brought out, is that a lot of the products that I feature on the lawn are a bit on the expensive side, and it's a fair point. This year I've been incorporating a lot of carbon products, some liquid, some granular, and especially the liquid products tend to be a bit pricey for the average homeowner. So the question I got was, how do you get a great looking lawn without spending, a lot of money on expensive soil supplements? And, I figured this would be a great video because it's a lot of what makes a great lawn. The core aspects of it don't really require a lot of the stuff that you guys see me using on the lawn. Those products really help amend the soil and help me get more out of what I'm applying to the lawn, but they're not like strictly necessary. So I'm talking about three super easy tips that are relatively low budget that you can apply and that are going to help you get a great lawn. So the first thing we got to talk about is the soil itself. So if you want to get super green grass and get that really lush look, your grass has got to be, your soil's got to be in good shape. You get, like I said in the one video that I did on 90 seconds of how to get a great lawn, great soil equals great grass. So it's important that you really realize that. And the way that you figure out if you have great soil is by soil testing. You get a test like one of these from My Soil. These go for $30. So we can get a running tally here. So we're at $30 right now for a soil test. What that's going to do is going to help you know what nutrients you need to add to your soil, the condition, or if anything, your soil might be in great shape, and then in which case you just kind of skip straight to step 3. But step 1 is figure out what's going on with your soil, figure out what's broken in it so that we can intelligently fix it. So now step 2 is to actually fix the things that the soil test results come back with. So you see how they're kind of linked, versus going to Home Depot or Lowe's and just buying whatever's on the shelf and just, throwing it down and praying and hoping for the best. Let's go about this in a more intelligent way, and that's going to help you get a better result. So to apply a lot of those products, the stuff that I'm going to recommend are mainly granular products. Liquid products do allow you to get more for your money, but then you need more equipment in order to apply them. So we're just going to stick with granular products for the purpose of our discussion. So if you don't have a broadcast spreader, which is what you're going to need to apply, like granular products like your fertilizers, your lime, your sulfates that you need to adjust soil pH, again, based on your soil test results, you need to get one. So a relatively inexpensive one that I've owned before that works pretty well is one of the broadcast spreaders from Scott's. I'll have links to that in the description that you can check out where you can pick one of those up. They go for about $58. So we take the soil test at $30 and then the broadcast spreader at $50. Now we're at $88, right? So far we're under $100. So we're doing pretty good. Now, as far as what the cost of actually amending the soil is going to be, that's going to depend on what your soil test results are. So a lot of the products you'll need to use as far as fertilizers and or like lime or sulfates or just soil pH, that stuff can range anywhere between, on the low end, $20 all the way up to like $60, $65. So it's hard to say exactly how much you're going to spend on that. But really, if you have a good broadcast spreader, which that Scott's one I'm recommending to you is a good spreader, and you get the products that you apply the products you need to your soil based on the soil test, you're not going to spend money you don't need to. So that's why investing the $30 in one of these and figuring out exactly what your soil is lacking is a great way to save money. So we've tested the soil, we've amended the soil, like by adding the fertilizers or anything else that the soil needs to be healthy. The third thing is mowing. And a lot of times in my videos I mentioned, you guys see that I'm a big fan of reel mowers for warm season grasses. But the fact is, just use what you have, man. I mean, a reel mower for a warm season grass, like your Bermudas, your Zoysias, is going to produce a better quality of cut, but you can still get a great looking lawn using a rotary mower. The big thing is, if you're going to use a rotary, make sure the blade is sharp. So because most people, the only time the blade is sharp when they get a mower is when they first buy it and they never bother sharpening it. So if you're going to use a rotary, figure you need to get the blade sharpened twice per season. A lot of times some of these lawn care services, they'll have like open houses and they'll sharpen them for you for free, or you can take it to like Howard Brothers or one of these other places and they'll sharpen it for you for a few bucks. I think typically it's like far less than $20. For under $20 you can get your lawnmower blade sharpened, and it makes a huge difference in the quality of cut you're going to get with your grass. So the only thing I'd say is, in addition to keeping your mower sharp, and using what you have is just the mowing frequency. So, when I'm out there mowing, especially during summer months, I'm out there sometimes every other day. And while that, yes, that can produce the absolute best looking turf possible, it's not strictly necessary to get a good looking lawn. Really, if you can commit to mowing twice a week, which I know for most people, that's a step up, but you're the one that said you want a good looking lawn now. If you really want your lawn to look better than the average, you're going to have to mow it more. Once we get the soil testing done, once we get the soil amended to the fertilizers and the soil pH is where it needs to be, it really just comes down to frequent and regular mowing. So if you can commit to mowing twice a week, so, what I would recommend is mow one day on the weekend, maybe on a Saturday, and then once during the middle of the week, so like a Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, you're going to get great results with your lawn, and it's not going to cost you that much money. So, all in, we're looking at $30 for the soil test, $58 for the spreader, and then depending on what your soil needs, let's say at a minimum it needs like a basic fertilizer that has some nitrogen and potassium in it. You're probably looking at another $30 thereabouts, $40, depending on which product you go with, right? So for right at $100, maybe just a little bit over $100, you can be well on your way to producing an amazing lawn as long as you're willing to do that mowing. So hope you guys found this useful. It's a very fair question because it is true that a lot of the stuff that I feature, while they are amazing products and they do definitely make a difference in the quality of your lawn, they're not strictly necessary to get a great result. As a matter of fact, if you want to see how quickly a lawn can be transformed, using relatively, off the counter stuff, take a look at the series that is going to show up here at the end of this video. One of the videos, probably the one on the left is where I'll put it, is going to connect to a playlist where you can see the Fix My Ugly Lawn series where we did my neighbor Alex's lawn. Now, granted, I did apply some of the carbon products to his lawn, but the core of what really made the difference in his lawn is regular mowing. So if you want to see how much regular mowing every other day or a couple times a week can make, the difference that it can make, check out that playlist and definitely get out to me if you guys have any questions. If you're not yet a subscriber, consider subscribing. I hope this helps some of you guys that are looking to get your lawns in great shape but also aren't looking to spend a lot of money. I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing day.